Hi there, welcome to another episode of the Paint Party live stream. It's so good to have you in the studio with me this evening. Welcome back to the studio. We are continuing our process of clearing some of these paintings we've worked on before, and we're actually going to continue the painting that we were working on last week. I'd really like to get this one wrapped up, so we're going to give it another week, try to get it wrapped up this evening. I hope you've had a great week and that things are going well for you this evening. I'm going to put on my apron before I forget. This is my Learn to Paint journey. Several years ago, I started teaching myself to paint using YouTube tutorials, and so every week I invite you to join me on that journey here in the live stream. You can participate in the live stream or on the live stream wherever you're watching us through the comments on whatever platform you're watching on. This is syndicated across several platforms, so you can feel free to ask questions, comment, make suggestions as we go through the evening. I really enjoy interacting with you. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you for this, the 121st episode of the Paint Party live stream. I do want to say I'm sorry for missing last week. Had an unexpected funeral that I needed to go to, and so I apologize for missing unexpectedly. Whenever that happens, I will post that on YouTube. That's the primary channel this goes out through, so you can look for a status update on YouTube if you're ever curious about where I am or why I didn't show up. If something like that happens, I will try to post that on YouTube as a status update under this channel. You can definitely check that out. All right, let's jump in this evening. I'm going to switch you over to this camera, and then we will get started. All right. Let's see. I hope last time my software for the live stream was not very helpful. It didn't syndicate, so I'm hoping that I'm seeing a few people pop in the room, but I hope that it is going to the right place, because I think some people were waiting couple weeks ago, and it started a new live stream because I schedule all of these ahead of time, and it shows the upcoming ones. But if the software starts a new one and doesn't point it in the right place, that can be a problem. So yeah, we will hope that is not the case this evening, but we shall see. Okay. Let's see. I think this is good. Oh, it's giving you a little more glare. Let me not good. I'll see if I can cut the glare by the angle with the angle of the camera. All right. There we are. This is the one we're working on. If you remember last time, we're working from this reference photo, but we'll see. It's still not quite where I would like it to be. While I'm doing that, I am going to check and see if YouTube started a new one or if it sent it. It did. Oh, it says I'm live. Okay, that's good. Okay. Good deal, y'all. Shows that we're live on the correct thing. So, wonder if it's syndicated the other locations it's supposed to. Let us see. Oh. Because it's supposed to go to my... Yeah, okay. It is syndicating to Facebook as well. That's good. All right. Welcome, welcome. Those of you that are popping in here a few minutes late, so glad to have you on the live stream. You can, again, participate wherever you are watching us in the comments. So let's jump in. Let me see where I really want to work this evening. See, it looks much lighter on your screen than mine. I hate to wash out some of the... Well, one thing I know I want to do is I want to do some of this, the mane of the horse. So let's focus on that. Hi there, Mom and Dad. So good to have you pop in. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Now, what I want to do is look at some of this, and I want to create kind of that brownish gray color. See if I can create some of the... It's just a slight reflection of the light on that dark mane. So I'm going to take some of this and just see if we can start to put in some of those. Some of that reflection. Want to put some of that in here. Give us some of this. Now we'll mix that almost black brown and try to do some contrast. See if we can create some contrast here. A little blue for my taste. Really stands out there. It looks too much, huh? It's hard to get this right. I'm gonna have to fix that up because it's not doing what I want it to do, but I came in too heavy with this right there, so we'll have to kind of see what we can do with that. Ouch. Hi there, Javi. So glad to have you. Thanks for joining on Twitch. So y'all know that I'm working on this, planning a collection of paintings here, landscapes here in the Black Hills, and so I went out this weekend, did a new hike and got some more reference photos. Found a new hike that climbs up to the top of the canyon, and so I'm super excited about that. Continuing to basically just do some initial drawings so that I can, some sketches so that I can begin to put ideas together. Again, I'm just kind of touching this up a little bit. See if we can make it look more like a horse and less like a horse with a bad toupee. Let's see what we can do here. I just want to figure out how to make this less caricature-ish. If that makes sense. Sorry about that. Let's see. The key is, I think, one of the keys is finding the way to indicate the musculature of the horse, particularly here, and how the muscles and physiology of the horses because if you look real close, there's kind of a there's shadow and light. Wherever the light catches a ripple of his muscle, it also, there's also a shadow area. Figuring out how to render those is the challenge to me. Now what I think, just a second. I think is needed a little bit. It's kind of the dark brown. Just mixing some of this dark brown and blue in, because I think I need to come in here If I can get the right combination of color, then I can. This might work, yeah. Let's see. I want to try to even this. Even out his skin a little bit. Okay, I think we're kind of getting something here. I think this is working. We'll just continue to put some of this in. I'm going to step back because this is the point where you can get into overpainting. Okay, I see kind of a drawing error here. His anatomy actually comes more like this. It was a little too rounded there, so I might have to adjust that a little bit, but maybe not. I like this color for the reflective part of his, where it's really reflective. Hey there, Bob G. Thank you. Yeah, he is getting here, I think. It's just a little bit of finessing. I really like to get them finished this evening, though. At least as good as I can get them. And every time I do something I'm not good at or haven't done before, I'm like, man, I learned so much. So I don't know if that's too much. Might be too much. See what else we can do. I'm convinced that everything that's, quote, wrong with this painting is wrong from the standpoint of contrast. It's just not enough darks, or the darks and lights aren't you know, in the right places up against each other. And as I start to get it more correct, I'm like, okay, that is working. So now I want to take blue and brown and make that dark, dark color again, because there's some parts up by his eye that are just, what is missing is the darkness. So let's look at, this is right in the corner of the eye. There's quite a bit of shadow. And if we can get this right, it will really cause, it's almost like Michelangelo carving a statue. Chip away what's not there to leave what's there. I think it's the same here. Putting in the right maybe it might be too much, but we'll see. It's almost like contouring somebody's makeup, I would imagine. I've not contoured makeup, but that's what it seems like. I'm really liking how this looks, but then the rest of it looks a little off. I'm not sure how to correct that, but let's see what we can do. This is really, at this point, continuing trial and error to go back and say, okay, where is there a lighter and even a different shade of reddish brown. Again, the more little individual, and what I'm doing technically here is you go, and this is any type of painting, but you start with your large dark and light sections, and then you whittle it down to smaller and smaller areas, and you look at like, okay, where are the light and darks around the eyes? Where are the light and darks in the muzzle? And then you continue, and all of a sudden you start to see something emerge that looks like what you're trying to accomplish. At least that's the hope. Okay. I'm going to step back just a minute. I think I know what I want to do next, but I want to look at it a little bit. Yeah. I like where it is overall, but I want to start, see if I can do some fine-tuning around the drawing of the snout or the muzzle. I don't know if that's called a muzzle on a horse, but like the front end of his face. I just think some of these lines are a little off, and it's just because I don't like, this feels like a little too conical and like maybe a little too long, but I think it's some small adjustments relatively, and it's just because I don't paint. Like if I drew horses all the time, I would be able to see exactly what's wrong, but I'm not as familiar with the horse until you really study, okay, what's the shape of a horse's skull? And then I noticed like this was off, and I do think that really helped to kind of make this less round, because I started by just doing round, basically a round and a triangle, but now we can refine those spots. So let's see what we can do. Coming in with the dark. comes in right there. And then, let's see, there's a kind of a, that looks right. Oh, why is it so, why do I always do that? I'll probably have to come in and do another background. This, I think, goes just a little bit more. I think there's just a little bit there that is off on the nose. Or it's just more like that, I think. Because it's actually on the front of his nose, it's kind of flat. It comes down like that. See if that looks any better. I don't know what y'all think, but it's a little difficult on your end because you're looking from above it also because of the glare. But I'll show you in just a minute what we did to see if you think that's any better. This comes up under here. He actually has kind of a this comes all the way back in here. So I think we're making headway, y'all. I'm much happier with how that is looking. As far as now, let me do this for you. Let me quickly take you down here, turn this up. I'm going to turn off the light for a second and step back so you can see more direct on. Well, maybe that's hard because I'm getting the glare from there now, huh? Let's see. Let me see what I can do. Okay, actually, maybe I can, I don't know. Ugh. Lighting's so crazy. I just wish I had better lights. Nope, I can't. I don't think. I can block, maybe turn that down and then block from here. Nope, you can't really. And then that's too dark. Ugh. Well, nope, that's not gonna work. But let's see. You can see the shape of the head better. I do think this is much better, the shape. Now I think we just need to continue our efforts to work on this, getting this more. Now that I've added these darks here, this doesn't stand out as much. So I need to keep working on those, I think. Let me just, but I am overall, I mean, just as it is, I'm much more happy with it than when I started. So that's good. Okay. Let me wonder if I can do the yellow. I'm going to try to do just a little bit of let's see. Now I want to take a little bit of the brown and see if I can take that brown into the eye. Nope, I think it's dulling down. Maybe I can add some red, that red tint to lighten it up. To a light. Across the top of the eye. Been taking some photos on my walks over the Jefferson Green Bridge and late after. Oh, that would be great, Bob. I bet it's gorgeous. This is my favorite time of year in Arkansas. So, although we had kind of Arkansas fall temps the last few days here, we've been in the 65, 60, 65 degrees. Maybe, I suppose y'all are up in the 70s, but I will take it. I just can't believe we're into November and having still fall weather up here. I'm not going to complain at all. No complaints from Steve, for sure. Now, the other thing I'm weighing here that I'm not sure is I'm not sure how to create the vibrance of the horses. The vibrance of the horses' coat. Not sure how to create that vibrance without it looking ridiculous, like I just poured paint out of the tube and put it, straight onto the canvas. Okay, I think I'm getting to where I want to be with this painting. Let me step back. Yep. Okay, so let me point out something that I've learned. So in his face are some fairly significant like blood vessels and musculature. And what I did is I put darker than I thought I should put and lighter than I thought I should put. But then at a distance, you start to see some of that musculature pop out, and it looks a lot more like a legitimate horse. Um, as far as like, it looks more three-dimensional because you're getting all these fairly minuscule components together. So what I want to do is go in and take some, I want to go dark again, see how dark I need to go. I'm not sure. I want to do dark brown, and let me just come in and see if I can establish some of these. "3D forms" again to give us more, even more kind of more contrast is what I'm going for. Okay. I need to bring this up a little bit because I just realized that this is coming too far down and looks a little strange. All right, I think I am almost where I want to be with this. I mean, I could keep overpainting it and overpainting it, but I'm really pleasantly pleased with where it is for my level of skill. I'm sure if there was a painter who is an expert or paints animals or horses all the time, there's some wonky things I'm sure you could immediately point out. But for, I think I've only painted 2 horses. This is the second one. I'm fairly pleased with this. Not fairly, I'm pretty pleased with this. But I do want to do just a little bit of going back once more, maybe, we'll see, to our darks, dark. I want to see if I can do any additional emphasizing of this. These creases around the eyes, I think, will help really make the eye stand out, because I think it's definitely may have lightened his eye up way too much. We'll see. There. Now it kind of looks strange, doesn't it? Really happy with this right now. And his nose. Like, this is really looking cool. Okay. And the final thing I noticed that I didn't do, but I think I will, is put little whiskers on this guy. He has some whiskers coming out of his little nose. So let's see if we can put some character on him. Don't want to do too much. But just a little bit where the light is catching the edge of his lip. There we go. Some of those little details make a difference. All right, what do y'all think? I am super pleased with this one. Where it was, where it is, and where we brought it. All right, I'm gonna stop. I could tweak it all evening, and this was my goal this evening, was to get this one done. I think it is. I'll let it dry completely and then varnish it tomorrow. That way it's done. But we will end a little bit early, about half an hour early tonight, because I don't want to dive in. I have plenty of other paintings sitting here, but I don't want to dive into them until I'm kind of ready to do so. or not ready, but like I don't want to dive into another one and just basically start it now. Yeah, makes me pretty happy, especially for, again, the second time, so, or the second horse I've done. So let me switch back over here, and I'll turn this around so I can say a proper good night to you all. And then we will meet again, I think, next Monday. I don't think anything's going on, at least that I can imagine or that I know of. So thanks for, there was just a few of us tonight, but thanks to those of you that stayed on. All right, let me try to get a good-ish angle, get as close as I can without getting glare from the overhead light. So this is the detail. I think it's just looking really good. The more I look at it, makes me really happy. So that's where we are with that one. You can look for progress photos and final photos on Instagram, as we always do. Thank you again for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing you all next Monday evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.